important.
Are you ready?
Hey, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Let's see if we're live yet.
Are we live?
I don't know.
Just a
Are we
minute.
live?
Just a minute. Yep.
My
I'm
heart's beating.
breathing. I can feel my heart beating.
My heart's
I'm
beating.
live.
Good morning,
I'm
everybody.
live.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want to say good morning to everybody. Starting at the, I guess, as high as I can scroll up in the chat there. Let's make this big.
can't
Let's
make it
see.
big
We
enough for
have
me,
against an
really.
army of shadows. Dale M is here. Ted Smith. What, the old Michigan on standby, he says. Ted Smith from Blissfield. Dale M is here. And Floyd, he says.
Am I here?
He says,
Oh.
I know your birthday is in July, but
Yes,
what?
Dun, dun, dun.
But what? Liza Jane is here. Hello, Liza
Good
Jane.
morning, my dear.
Let's see who else is here. Who else is here? Bearded Bob. Bearded Bob.
Hey,
I got somebody here that
I
wants to
just-
say hi.
I just met your daughter.
Come on over.
Luckily, she don't look like you. Here, go, honey. Slide right in here.
Come on
Say
in.
hi to
So you-
Poppy.
So
Okay,
you
now.
can see yourself on camera
Wow,
and then
look.
wave to
See?
Look at that.
Poppy.
Say
That's
hi,
you.
Poppy.
Wave to Poppy.
Luckily, she didn't get her looks from her grandpa or dad. Sorry. She
So,
don't
yeah.
have a beard, Bob. What's the deal? Show him what you got.
What'd you get?
Show him what
Show
you got.
Poppy what you got.
You gonna hold your coins up?
Show him the coins.
Hold them up.
No, hold him
Nope,
up
show him
right
up
there.
the camera.
Where'd you get this one at? Who give you that?
It's you, of course.
Not me.
Say Floyd.
Here, talk into this. Say Floyd.
Yeah.
Say Floyd.
Say Floyd says.
Boy.
And who give you this one?
Got you, Bob.
Those coins.
What?
No, Floyd didn't give you those.
Ooh.
I give you those.
Can you say Keith?
Can you say that
Keith?
one guy from that one thing?
There you go. And she doesn't know you well enough to know that's not like the real you.
Anyway, this is Floyd's Bearded
Bearded
Bob's
Bob's
granddaughter.
Yeah.
No, that's his granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
That's his daughter over there.
Right.
We're not seeing her.
Hello.
Yeah, you got to see her hand. Okay, let's continue to say hi.
All
All right, come on, Sissy.
Okay,
We have Danning is here. Hello, Danning.
Okay.
Princess Fiona, wait a second. We're gonna scroll down and see if anybody said hi to you.
Uh-oh.
You want to see if anybody said hi?
Yeah.
Did it? And there's Victoria. Oh wow! Look at that. Yep, where's it at? Nope, everybody's saying hi to everybody else. They didn't say hi to you. That's not fair,
That's
is
not
it?
right, is it? They should say hi to you.
Say hi.
Hi.
There you go. Liza James says she's adorable.
The bearded Bob guy is your grandpa.
Yeah,
Yep.
there. This is your grandpa right here. Here, let's put him up here.
He didn't even say hi.
He said, "Hey, baby girl."
He said, "Hey, baby girl."
That is his princess.
Hey,
When she was born,
And
she was
she's
so far
adorable.
up his
You know,
butt.
I gotta get this.
if
There it
I'd
is.
known
She's
grandkids
adorable.
was so much fun, I'd have had them first. before
No.
the kids.
So
Why is it Every
cute.
grandparent says that.
And M Chat said grandkids make it awesome.
They make it all
Wow,
worth-
all them people are saying hi to you. What do you
They
think?
make it all worthwhile, don't they? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you going over to your mama
All
now.
right, come on,
Say
princess.
bye. Wave
Say
bye.
bye.
You gonna wave bye?
Go home and wait grandpa.
She's like bye. She's
Bye.
like
All right,
bye.
come on, Toots. No, this
All
way.
right.
You guys have a good day.
Ouch.
Thank you for coming by. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So anyway, it's Friday. We'll be live next Friday. Not next Friday.
Not
Next
next
month on the 23rd. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, I had highlighted a comment from against an army. Let me put that on the screen so you can see it too. If it goes up that high, there it is. Nope, there it is.
You
Please
sure?
begin questions with 3 question marks to make your questions noticeable. I usually don't have a problem in this stream keeping up with the chat, but in the Tuesday
What about
night
people
chat,
like me that can't count.
well, I don't know, tell you. They put a whole bunch of questions in there, yes. So what's been going on with you this week, Floyd?
Not much, except I got a couple startling realizations.
You did?
Yeah, I always say I'm not a coin collector. Okay.
Okay, hold up 1 second. One second. Sean Davies says, oh, wow, was that actually a board member? That was one of Bearded Bob's grandchildren. That was not Floyd's grandchild.
My cohorts that helps me take this show over every now and then.
Yeah, the guy you see every now and again.
You know,
Yeah, it's
they're-
that's his. So they're not board of directors. What would they be if they're friends of the board of directors?
customers.
No, not customers. Be like assistants.
They're all.
They're the assistant board.
Okay. He actually does listen once in a while.
Cammy King says hello. Anyway, go ahead with your story, my friend.
I always tell people I'm not a coin collector. Okay.
Really?
My grandkids and kids tell me I'm procurement. I get them and give them to them. They're the collectors. Well, I was sitting there watching Ask a Coin Dealer, and the next thing that come on was somebody doing a roll hunt. Okay. And I came to the startling realization. I've been doing that since before they had a name for it. When I started getting coins for the kids, I went to the bank and I got 2 rolls of halves, 2 quarters, 2 dimes, da 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 da. And then I sorted through them to fill their current books, because you look at what we're paying for Buffalo nickels now, and it used to be you could get them for, a nickel. Okay, so I thought, well, wait a minute, maybe today's coins are going to be worth more 30 years from now. So I started putting them in books. Well, like I said, I went and got rolls of coins, and I sorted through them. Silver was a good find, but I was mainly looking for current. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got, like I just told Ask Angel, the dime books from 2000 up. I
Mm-hmm.
got every one of them in there, but a 2008 D, and she's going to find me that one.
One dime, sure.
One dime for
One dime.
having 5 books full.
That's worth 10, 20 cents or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
It might not be worth 10 cents in today's economy.
today's economy, it probably ain't worth a penny, but
We have a comment here from Against an Army. What advice does Floyd have for keeping bears from coming into town?
quit building in their neighborhood.
That's right. Stay out of their hood.
When I went to Alaska, we was playing ball, and I had to call the game for a break when a big bull moose came in and laid down in the middle of the field.
Well,
He
that's
didn't know he needed a pass to get on the military base. And you could look out a lot of times and see bears not that far away. We moved into their neighborhood.
we did. We're
Okay.
terrible with that. We
Well,
tear down the trees and put up parking lots. They got a song about that. It's like
In paradise, put up a parking lot.
tear down the trees and put up a park. Like, I don't know.
Don't
Anyway,
don't quit your day.
I know, right? Don't quit my day job. This one's addressed to Angel.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Angel, did you keep that bar and gold to put in your collection? No, she didn't keep that bar.
No, man, Keith took the bar.
But I had to give her the gold.
I do like your reasoning though, Dale M.
There.
I kept the bar.
He said I should keep both from putting up with him.
I've
That's
said
just
that
wrong.
all along.
That's wrong.
Like I said, there. My daddy always told me you don't pick on the female half of the population, because without them, we'd be nowhere.
Okay, here is Timothy Fallon. Thank you for your question and comment. I have a question. If I had $100 worth of silver bullion, not coins, and you wanted to cash it out, what would be a reasonable expectation to get? 50%, 75%? I wouldn't go to those places if that's all you're going to get.
I was going to say,
90+% is what you should get.
because you're going to cash it in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because I've done some of this.
Okay.
Kids, you're going to cash it in at today's market value,
Yeah.
not what you paid for it.
So if you bought it in an up market, yeah, you could get as low as 50%. But when you're selling silver, gold, silver bullion, you need to look at the current market conditions, and you should get, at a worst case, guy just don't want to buy it, or the guy doesn't have enough money. He might go as low as 90, 94%. But honestly, I think a fair margin in today's market, 95+% would be fair.
If they're going to give you that low, I suggest you go somewhere else. If Brother Mike was here today, he'd say, bring it to me.
Bring it to me. I'd pay you that in a minute. And
more
then
than that.
he said, I'll even almost double it in some cases If you're asking 50%, there's some Floyd that where you'll pay over
yeah.
silver and gold's
Mhm.
price. But it sounds like Timothy Fallon has just generic silver here.
I did generic silver for years. I still do some, but I use, like I said, I tell my kids, grandkids, AKA board of directors, okay, this is for emergencies.
Yeah, the
So,
current
If you need it and cash it in, unlike the stock market, which you have a good chance, don't get me wrong, of making money, but
I go for
silver and
dividends on
gold, yeah,
stocks.
but yeah, silver and gold normally has a steady income. May not
It's a
be
preservation
high.
of wealth,
It
yeah.
may not be high, but it is, at the end of the year, it's normally worth more than what you paid for it earlier.
Yeah, so but I think the going rate right now to sell silver bullion, say rounds, is like a spot minus $1. That's like less than 5%.
Okay,
That's probably around 3% or something. And then 90% coins, that is about 93 to 95%
Well, they
is
have
what you can expect.
they have a silver value plus a, no, I always get this word wrong.
Numismatic.
Numismatic, there you go.
Numismatic.
Numismatic value too, which goes up just like the silver value, because the older they get, the harder they are to find. Like I was just asking Keith, I'm putting together these sets for the board of directors
Hmm.
because of a question my grandson asked years ago, from 100 years before he was born. Well, I'm working on them. In fact, last week I brought in the 1900 set, the first one I got done, and then I started checking, and my two kids was born in 1970 and 77.
Uh-huh.
So I just, curiosity, took a look at the red book to see what them coins 100 years before was going to cost. And then I got up off the floor and said, maybe we'll do something
You
different.
decided
for
you didn't
them.
want to do that
I may
1877
not do the 1877.
when you heard what the penny cost.
One coin cost as much as I have in the whole other sets, because for
Yeah, all the
years-
sets prices combined
well,
because it's
for-
like starts off.
For years, I come in and I bought whatever the kids liked that week or whatever caught my eye, and been throwing them in containers. Well, now that I'm doing these sets, I'm going through those containers. And like the 1900 set, I bought one coin, okay? The 1903 set for the next grandchild, I got to buy one coin, and I just checking to see if they have it this time yet.
I don't think the 1877 set would be even in my wheelhouse
I
because
think,
the penny, just a low quality one, is like $700.
Yes.
Here's Timothy Fallon again. Thank you so much. I was checking to see the spot price and wondering what would be the expectations. Just curious. So thank you. Thank you for asking,
check
Tim.
around.
If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email. Feel free to speak up in a video. I do read most comments on our videos. I don't always reply to all of them. So we will do that. Or email is usually the best, and we can try to answer your questions.
I don't know how to
Shop around like Floyd
There
just
you go.
says.
I know how to read this thing, so don't know where you're from, but there's got to be at least 2 coin dealers in your town. Do a little comparison.
Bill Driscoll said, Floyd, did those 1982 pennies help you out?
Yeah, I believe I now have all those spots full in all 5 of the books for the kids. Like I said, I decided that coins go up so much that if I can get them for them now, it's a good investment for them later.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully.
Bill sent him the,
The
it was
set,
quite a long time
It
ago,
was
but yeah,
not.
that
right.
that
It was
set that
a
had
set,
all of
yeah.
them.
I was working on those sets to put
Phone?
together for the kids.
My cell? I don't even know where
What
it's
do you need
at.
to sell for? You're on air.
Call me on my
Oh, it's right there.
cell phone.
Like I said, without her, he'd be
Do,
lost.
do.
Eliza Jane, Floyd, we took your advice, got the Littleton books for our bods. And they're talking about not their bods, but their board of directors.
It took a while to figure
Yeah, it
that
took us a
one
minute for
out.
that. What are you
But-
talking about your bod for?
And now, these kids, grandkids, whatever, okay? As you buy them now, you can get an awful lot of them, most of them at face value. By the time they get older, and like I said, we started this as a college fund. Well, then the kids, none of them went to college. So then they decided, well, we're going to use it for when we go to buy a house. Well, I talked to the lady at the bank, just curiosity, and she told me the average cost of a house, and you need at least $40,000 to $50,000 to put down. I didn't pay that much for my first house, and I bought both houses actually.
Talk,
VA with zero down. That
You know-
don't happen no more.
talking about houses. Someone came in the shop yesterday. I don't like this chair moving here. Someone came in the shop yesterday and they said, you used to be able to buy a house for about 75 ounces of silver. I don't know how true that is, but I looked at them and I said, you know what? You can still buy a house for 75 ounces of gold.
Yeah. I bought-
That's what I told. I said of gold.
I bought my first house for $12,300 with a $98 a month house payment. And my dad looked at me and asked me if I was out of my rabid mind. That's every month.
Yeah,
Nowadays, according to the bank, it's $3,000 or up for the average house payment.
the houses are expensive to buy them
Everything
anymore.
is, but some
Um,
things have went up more than because of supply and demand. The more people we have, the more houses we need.
So Bearded Bob's got a question, statement here. Floyd, did those coins clean up good enough for you? The ones his daughter
Bob,
just
to be
brought.
Truthful,
Okay,
your daughter
he's throwing you
handed
under
them-
the bus.
your daughter handed them to me. I looked at the bag and said, tell him thanks. I'll talk to him later. I didn't even honestly look, but I know they're better than what they were. So to put in their typeset books, okay?
I'm
or
sure they're
The
fine.
bigger
I didn't
coin,
look
the
at them.
bigger coin section that had the birth date at the end, you can at least, I'm sure you can at least look at them and tell the year. The steel pennies, everybody knows them are steel, but it's kind of nice to take a look and see that they're a P, D, and an S.
Okay, we got Eliza Jane. We're showing what we're known, so we're known where it's going.
Go.
Going. I don't
I
understand
don't
that, but
understand that at all, but I'm old.
we're showing what we're knowing,
Oh, here's your pen that you
so we're
picked up
known
yesterday.
where it's going. Where was it?
On that,
On the
Yeah.
counter.
no, on that
Oh,
case
it was-
thing behind the
She
counter.
found it right where
Couldn't
you
find my
left.
pen,
She
so I
found it
bought
right
another
where you
pen out
left
of the
it.
drawer there.
She found it right where you left.
Oh well.
Yeah, it was thrown back on that little
Yeah,
thing.
Pete. Liza Jean, you got me on that one.
First house was 54,600. We wire an average house now for 27,000.
Right? I see a
I
comment.
it's probably 2,700 a month or something. I don't know.
No, we wire. That means. that
Oh
they're
yeah, the
electrician.
electrical wiring.
Okay. I did my brother's house. No labor. Okay. We wired the complete 3-bedroom, 1,300 square feet, 2-stall garage. Wired it, and he bought all of the fixtures, and little brother don't buy expensive, but he didn't buy the cheap fixtures. And we did that whole house for less than $400.
Penny Scout says he got his first place in 2011 for 42.5. It's worth 220.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I got robbed.
We did, man.
I bought
Oh.
my house in 2004 for 85, and it's now worth maybe 120. Maybe.
I bought my first house for like I
Yeah,
said,
right.
12.3.
50,000.
20 years later.
And then
my ex-wife sold it for 80,000.
But see that 120 that it's worth? I put more than that in renovations.
Well,
So how am I winning here?
a lot of times it's got to do with location.
Yeah, when you're on a busy street, it makes a big
If you're-
difference.
yeah,
It won't
you're
go
not-
up as much.
People think it's great, but living on a busy road is not a plus if you're going to have kids.
Floyd, decent used car costs as much as your first house. I know, right?
Oh, yeah. My adopted son is in the market for a Corvette.
Yeah.
Like he said, I wish I made that much money in a year.
You can't speak Texas. We're showing the grandkids what we know so that when we're gone, we know where our retirement is going.
There you
Okay.
go. All
You're right. I can't speak Texas or Texan.
Okay.
But thank you very much
That's- yeah,
for
yeah.
clarifying that. Yeah, it's important to show the kids what you know because
Yep.
they don't make the mistake and take your coins and just spend them in a store or take them
No.
to the first place they think they can sell them. And a lot of times, usually that's not a good
That's
idea.
the only
Always shop.
only rule, obligation, whatever I put on with buying the kids' coins. The first one you go cash in to go get a pop or a candy bar is the last one you get from me. Emergencies, not just silly stuff.
Look at that.
Well,
Freaking
what's up,
awesome. He says, good morning, liked and shared on community page Coin Crew. Thank you. We have, I don't know, how many people do we have
I
in
don't
here?
know.
47. Wow. Have we got any likes? Do we have any likes?
I didn't even do that because I don't know. how.
25 likes. Well, you got to be able to.
You got to have a computer to push the like button.
Yeah, you can
You're a
watch
little-
this on the
you're a
big
little-
screen, but you
You're a
can't
little
push.
slow this morning.
Yeah,
okay.
I am. I don't know what's going on.
Every time you say that on one of your programs, I look around and I can't find a button in my house that says like, dislike, or never mind.
Well, yeah, you can't do it on the phone,
No.
on the TV. You can do it on the phone. So, yeah,
That's
there's
something
that.
else I never learned, I guess. I got to learn to keep my phone charged.
So, yeah, talking about, we've got a coin show coming up in Tulsa.
Yes, we do.
It's June, I want to say 12th, 13th, 14th, right in that area.
And
It's one of those days as the show's on. I don't remember what days Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are.
speaking of that one, I don't think I can make it. My health and other maybe next year things will be better. Right now, to get that far, I ain't been out of Muskegon County in the last several years. I ain't been out of the house since last Saturday when I went to the church to do the clothing and food pantry, and then remembered that it was Easter weekend and we was closed.
You know, what's really funny is you're talking about you ain't been out of the house, right?
Yep.
And that just made me think about how far I've been in the past,
You know,
say, month. I've been within 3 miles of my house for the past month. I haven't drove further
Only-
than 3 miles away from my
only
home.
because it's close to a month since the last show in Livonia,
Yeah.
Detroit area.
Oh, which I'm doing Sunday. Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
Well, that's it. Here, it's about to change this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to change this weekend.
It's
I'll go
gonna-
200 miles.
While you're on that subject, it's going to be a fun auction, even if I don't participate except on the phone, because Keith ain't going to be here. Angel's in charge. So come
Well,
join the fun, folks.
this tells us how young
Now-
this guy is
Now,
here.
you
Penny
talk about throwing somebody under the bus.
I know, right?
Look out for the wheel.
I better jump over to away from the wheel. Penny Scouts say, I'm this young. When I was a kid, a Snicker bar was 45 cents. I was mad when they went to 50. They are over $3 now at the party store gas station. Well, you must be looking at the king size,
Okay.
which was a 45-cent bar back
Then
then.
you must be a lot younger than me, because in my day, we actually
10
had,
cents.
we actually had penny candy. And a
Yeah,
lot of
3 for a
candy-
penny.
A
It was
lot,
3.
yeah, some of them, but yeah, but penny candy meant a penny for a piece of candy. Most candy bars were a nickel.
I know. Rate of
Okay.
inflation is just crazy.
Does that
But
mean
when-
I'm getting old?
When I was a kid, my mom was on the assisted from the state of Missouri, and she first of the month she'd get her food stamps, and they had these little paper 50-cent food stamps, and we got
Mm.
150-cent food stamps once a month so we'd take it to go to school, and then we'd come back. There's a corner store, a little convenience store. We'd get a candy bar, a charm sucker, the flat ones where you could win a free one on them. We got a soda pop. I can't remember. I think we got a bag of chips and 13-cent store credit off of 50 cents.
What-
That is how much the rate of inflation went up since the early 70s.
When I was growing up, getting a soda, a pop, whatever you want to call it these days, okay, was a treat. Now, 99% of the people stop and get one on the way to work, on the way home, 1 or 2 to drink that night while they're watching TV. You know, it's a whole, and it's relative. It's a whole different world. From me, even down to your age, okay?
Yeah.
My grandkids can tell you about the difference. It rapidly changes.
Only 7 likes. Come on, people, show the love. Well, I'm seeing 33 likes. Thank you,
I drove
folks.
12 miles in because he threatened me.
I threatened you.
And that's all the better. Now remember, every week I say, if you like us, tell us. If you don't, change channels. Maybe more people are changing channels.
Brenda Shank says our house value went up $50,000 according to the assessors. Go figure. That's basically saying they're saying your house is worth $100,000 more than it was. I know they just do whatever they can to get more tax dollars out of you.
I went
Crazy.
through that with the township here, so I showed up at a board meeting with the deed to my house and said, you write the check and I'll be out in 10 minutes.
Uh-oh, M. Chad says we are looking forward to meeting you, Floyd. So that means next year we're going to have to try to figure out how to get you down there for next
Well, I
year.
hope my health is much better, but you know how.
You know, if you guys are close, I know Texas is a little ways away,
I've been to Texas.
but if you're close, several people have come in to talk to Floyd.
I've met a
He's
few.
more famous than
I've met a few.
just
Like
about
I
anybody
said,
I know.
Yeah, like I said, last week, and I don't know who's local and who ain't because I don't get addresses. But
We're all local. We live on the earth.
yeah, but I mean, I met a couple that came in here
Mhm.
that I knew I recognized the voice and couldn't figure out why. And when I turned around, we both at the same time, because Keith kind of whispered who it was, okay, realized who it was, and I got to give their child their first coin, which that just makes my year. I love doing that.
Do you remember this when you was a kid? Your mom went to the movies for a quarter, got a soda and a
What do you mean?
popcorn too.
What do you mean, your mom?
Your mom in the 50s.
In the 50s, I was raking yards and
Yeah.
shoveling driveways, okay?
From Ron to Tolover, the lucky one.
But we would go, we had certain people. My dad said, you don't charge old people. I'll whip you if you do, okay? But we had people, working people that just here, you know, we would shovel the sidewalk, especially on a corner lot. You know, we got two sides of the lot, sidewalk and a driveway, clean off the porch. And me and my brother would take what we got for that, go to the show, each get a pop and split a popcorn. Now, like my son says, Dad, that ain't happening no more.
And yeah, when you knew he was young, he says, I was born in 84.
Ooh, let's see.
That's why the candy bars are only 45
Yeah, there you
cents.
go. 84. Let's
You
see.
getting your neck?
84. My oldest son, my oldest child was 14.
Roxelle says, remember when gas, $5 worth of gas would last you all week.
I pumped gas for as low as 7 cents, which at the time we couldn't go when they had the old gas wars you don't see anymore. You could not go below the taxes. 7 cents was the tax on a gallon of gas. Not anymore.
So yeah, $5 won't even get you through a day anymore.
$5, you can't turn the pump on.
I know, right? Backwoods Collector says, I tell my son, you need to get yourself, first you need to get yourself a house. But after that, you need to start investing in gold and silver. And then even more so after that, buy some land. I tell them, they ain't making it
I
anymore.
have tried.
None of that stuff is getting made anymore. Just getting restructured. Ooh,
I
money.
All right, Mr. Nick, how are you this week?
Money.
I tell my kids to work on besides what I give them now that they're old enough to actually have a job. Well, yeah, they're just gonna give that to me.
I'll put it in the money bag.
I can put it in mine. But, you know, start on the gold and silver now. And again, I tell them, like I tell everybody else, do what you can afford.
Yeah, they ain't making it no more.
I can only afford, then you buy 1 ounce a month, 1 ounce a week, whatever. But it's gonna go up.
Here, Dan.
Someday it'll come in handy.
Dan's replying back. Big Rocky says, I got $1. And Dan he's going, I wish I had $1. I do too.
I had $1 too when I came through the door and Keith got in my pocket and took it.
I didn't take none of your money yet.
Yeah. That's a figure of speech. I haven't paid him yet.
Floyd, what is the big news in or widely known in 64 when silver was taken out of coins? Do you remember what the big news was in 64 when they took the silver out?
Not really, because I really wasn't that aware of it. 64, I was pumping gas and saving, not for me, Mercury dimes for the neighbor, wheat pennies for another customer, you know, and always giving them to them at face.
Yeah.
And by the time I come home from the military in 70, my neighbor made sure he thanked me because them Mercury dimes was worth considerably more. Nowhere near what they are today, but they was worth enough. Man came from California to buy the whole 1,000.
I travel 500,000 miles to buy coins. If someone calls me and they got the deal, I don't mind.
But I mean,
Yeah, back in
everything's relative.
if I remember right, the news that the government was trying to spin on that was something along these lines. Now, I could be mistaken. We're not putting 90% silver in the coins anymore because there's not enough silver to continue to do it.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the news. They were saying there's not enough, and there really wouldn't have been enough if they would have continued to put it in all the countries would have continued to do it. I think that was news that
It
they
also
spun.
was the fact that, thinking about it.
I could be wrong.
It's gonna cost us less money to produce the money, therefore keeping it from devaluating. You know, because if it costs more to make the coin than it's worth, it's not worth nothing.
So yeah, there's that. It's
Angel Keith said he was
the
leaving.
government's always trying
He said he
to.
was leaving.
I
The
know, he
government is
promised.
always trying to spin things the way they want you to think. They're
That's
not
how-
always,
That's how you can tell
straightforward
when a
with it.
politician's lying. Their mouth is open.
Jeff Free Rothermill. They took the silver out of our currency around the same time that they started putting it into our precipitation.
Yeah, when we were.
I don't know about all
I
that,
don't
but
know. I don't make the connection, but okay.
yeah, they sit there. And Jeff also says, "Good morning, freaking awesome."
Yeah.
So where we at? So we're down at the bottom of the chat. Anybody got any questions that you want to ask Floyd?
I'll try to answer.
He'll do his best. He is just another guy.
Oh, yeah. If Brother Mike is watching,
He usually doesn't watch this because he's
okay,
running his
because
business right
I
now.
wanted to show you. See, he bought me coffee.
Oh, he's trying to say-
On the Ask a Coin Dealer, Mike said he's never got me coffee.
Oh yeah. There was Nick. There goes Nick. He
Mike
left us.
commented the other night because he somehow got on the coffee.
Yeah,
He's never bought me a cup
my
of
brother
coffee.
Mike goes. He's never bought me coffee. I buy him meals, but I don't buy him coffee.
Well, Keith doesn't drink coffee, so he doesn't think that coffee
Yeah.
is like a necessity.
It's people that don't drink coffee, like my ex, don't understand it, okay? Over 20 years, I could not teach that woman how to make a good pot of coffee. I don't care. I don't drink it.
Yeah,
Penny,
see, if they don't drink it, they're like, nope.
Penny Scout says internet melt calculated for 50 dimes is 118 right now. I don't use all that stuff. I just because you got a little bit of wear on the coins. So what coin dealers and most of the, I guess you could say, stackers and population, they use spot times 0.715.
And age
And that gives you the
condition.
face multiplier. If you have a dime,
Right.
you multiply the spot. Let's say the spot's let's just say it's 10.
Right.
It's $10. That's 71.5 cents per dollar, and then it's like 7 cents.
This
So
is,
yeah,
this is
it puts it
scary.
about 240.
Don't slap me. Okay, like this coin here, you know, and I'm sure it's silver because it's.
What is spot
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
Benji.
But yeah, I said it's a Benji, so it's got silver in it. But this coin is worth more than same year, than one in a lot
You gotta
worse
lift the coin
condition.
up because no one can see
Oh,
it.
No one can
sorry.
see it.
There, let's get it.
There's the camera.
Oh.
Stretch your arm out.
Oh, come on. Oh, you stretch it. No, wait a minute. Your arm hurt the last time you held it out and giving money back.
Oh, I'm not giving it back. I'm gonna sit it down, and
Yeah,
then you
there
got to
you
pick it up. So I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
my arm.
You know, age and condition, and it's a whole lot of things. Like I said, I know just enough to be dangerous, but that's all right because the kids are happy.
Yeah, the melt value right now is about the spot is about $33 times 0.715 gives you about 23.6 times face times your face value. So whatever your face value is, you multiply 23.6. That's the current market
And
at
that's
this
not
time.
taking into the numeric
That is
value.
no, that's not taking the
That's just
numismatic
the
value.
silver.
That's just and that's 0.715 is taken into a little bit of a count for wear there.
This could be dangerous, folks. Like I said, you buy with your eyes.
Right, I was talking about Floyd
If I can get
selling
mine
them
out
in
of my
face
pocket,
for customers when he was pumping gas.
gas it all the way down to 7 cents. The average was 30. 1955.
Well, that's 55.
That's a 55.
Just sitting on my
If I'm reading-
desk at 55.
If I'm reading it. Oh, no.
No, it's 53.
3. Okay, I was going to say.
Oh, now he's got me thinking, what do I have a 55 sitting here? I don't know about all this,
I
man.
use my glasses, not the magnifying glass to go with.
What I got here? Viddy 3, Viddy 1, Viddy 2, Viddy 2, Viddy 2, Viddy 2, Viddy.
Okay, now.
Nope, there's no 55 here.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, dollars.
Well, as I start on the 50 years before they was born,
Dollars.
I got to check and see what I've got in those because, like I said, most of us buy with our eyes. I come in here. This morning I came in. I needed a $1,900, not dollars. Forget, I didn't say that.
Hit the buzzer.
1,900 barber half. Okay,
You're slow.
because nobody caught on to the fact that the 1900 set I showed you had a 1906.
Yeah, it was on the video. It was on the video. It had a
It's
6.
got a 1906 half, so I had to get the right.
I didn't look at it that
I didn't
close.
either. My sister's boyfriend pointed it out. But it's like, okay. So I'm averaging about 1 coin per set. Now I'm just about ready because 1870 and 77, forget it.
Well, here is a great question. This is a yes and no answer going to be to this, and I will explain that in just a moment. Freaking Awesome says, is the Cheerios cent worth anything, or is it just another cent? Well, in the year 2000, they still make Cheerios.
Okay,
The Cheerio cereal,
okay.
you ever see it, the little O-rings?
Yeah, I know what Cheerios are.
Oh, okay.
I eat them.
Well, they put some Sacagawea dollars and some cents in a package.
Oh,
Now, you can tell the Sacagawea dollar, if it comes out of that package, you can tell it's the Cheerios dollar. However, the cent, if it comes out of that original packaging that it was put into the cereal box and you take it out, it is just another cent. There is no difference in a Cheerios cent like there is with this Sacagawea dollar. So if you do leave it in the package, you can get it certified and then it gets put in a holder. So therefore it will be worth more because it's more limited.
another good day. I learned something. I didn't know such an animal existed.
Yeah, so that's one of those coins. As long as it stays in the original packaging,
Well,
it's
that's-
worth more.
Isn't
Otherwise,
that
it's
the-
not.
Isn't that the same with most coins?
No, because
Most mint coins or,
that coin becomes worth only face value because there's no
No.
difference.
They're worth, but it's worth more in its original package than it is after you take it out.
Oh, looks like I
Yeah, I
got
could
it.
understand it'd be worth nothing because you can't prove where it came from. Oh, he's gonna faint. Something about.
No, something about employment stuff. I got to take it to my account. I just got it in the mail. Lovely, lovely, isn't it?
All part of doing business, but
Nice. Thank you, Coin Crew. Thank you for asking the questions. Guys, if you got any questions, please highlight it with 3
Yeah.
question marks pinned at the top of the chat. And we really appreciate it. Keeps the thing rolling. How long have we been live for?
I don't know.
Even know.
it's
38
I
minutes.
was gonna say
Cool,
probably
cool.
a half hour or so.
So yeah, we got about 22 more minutes. If you
Yeah.
guys got some more questions,
Yes, please.
we will do it. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and talk and ignore you guys.
Yeah.
If you don't ask questions, we're going to just talk about whatever.
At least make it worth my time to drive in and put up with him. Okay.
That's just wrong.
He promised he had to get up from the desk and let Angel take over. He didn't do it. So it's not quite as much
I
fun.
might have to get up now, but I don't see Angel up here.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
Oh, I think she's
Anybody-
sitting with her mom in the back.
Anybody else? Oh, that's right. I just seen her mom came in.
Yeah, her mom's zipped
That's
in one of the
I
times
was
the
gonna
door
say,
opened.
anybody else think this is more fun with Angel at the desk?
What do you want?
I was just.
I don't
discussing
know.
it. He promised.
Hey,
he was
put a
gonna
1
have
in
to
the
get
chat
up
if you
at
want
1,
Angel to take my place.
and then you was
kick me
gonna
off the
take
show.
his place.
You got to do it in less than 60 seconds.
I say, anybody else agree? It's a lot more fun with her than it is. Keith? Look out for them bus wheels.
I don't see any ones.
Look out for them bus wheels.
They want to keep you.
They're gonna get you.
I guess they want to keep me, yeah.
And Angel wants to give him away, so now's your chance.
Yeah, come take him.
All right. You guys want me to be replaced by Miss Coin Crew?
Do you think it's inside each one of?
How many ounces of silver gold do you think is inside each one of Elon's sideboards?
No clue.
There is no clue on that.
Hey, I did hear.
I'm not going to vote anyone off. You're not voting someone off. You're voting someone
We're just
on.
taking-
You want a
a-
You
replacement?
want a
taking-
new person.
We're
You want the-
taking a survey, not a vote. There.
What is
Okay.
Floyd's biggest wish list coin? The coin you wish you had that you don't have.
1909 SPDB.
That's a nice coin.
I figure.
You can't have mine.
I figure if I find one of those for the board of directors,
They
you
would
couldn't-
be.
You couldn't beat the smile off their
They
face.
would be
You
ecstatic.
couldn't beat the smile off their face with a baseball bat.
I think
Okay?
those coins low side is $500-600
When I
bucks. Yeah,
was-
that's
When I
expensive
was
coin.
growing up, it was like, no, for a penny. I was like a lot of my little brother and a lot of the rest of the world. How much for a penny? No. Didn't
And now
pay
he
any-
wishes he would have spent the
Didn't pay
money.
any attention. I may have had one time or another in my hand. I don't know.
And now he wishes he would have bought one.
Well, yeah, looks like everything else. Would have, could have, and should have.
Are Ikes worth it to grab at banks for face value, or are they a waste of space? Being if they have them, just wondering. So, do you think Ikes are
Me?
worth grabbing to put in your collection if you get them for face value? For anybody who collects
I have
coins.
half a collection of ites because it's too much fun giving them to the kids. I run across the book the other day, filling the. That's the only typeset, if I got the word right, I don't have 5 of for the kids.
Now,
Because
But
It's too much fun.
what
It-
Penny Scout is saying is
No.
it worth for the
It sounds-
collector? If you
it-
can get it in face, is it worth throwing a few of them in your collection?
I guess it wouldn't hurt, like I was telling
Yeah,
Keith.
they're big coins.
I was
Your
watching-
eyes pop
I
out.
was watching Ask a Coin Dealer, and the show to come on behind it was a roll hunt, which, like I said, I found out, maybe I am a collector. But the man commented that he had found almost 3,000 Ikes in 7 years. I'd give away close to that in the last 3 or 4
Big
years.
Rocky says this is
But
an
it's not
1893 S Morgan. This is a good question that Liza Jane asked. Someone's biggest wish of they wish they had the coin.
Everybody's different.
Mine is a 1955 DDO cent. Except it needs to be an AU58 and it needs to be a red brown, more red than brown. And that's my pet peeve about it.
That's
And
too
that's
many
why I
things.
haven't got one.
That's too many conditions for one coin.
Yeah, that's why I haven't got
Personally-
one.
Personally, I watch some of these
So-
shows and they're talking about fines because it has this mistake or it has this. And I've never paid any attention to those.
So let's see, everybody in the chat, what is your favorite wish list coin that you wish you had? Whether you haven't bought it because of finances or you just haven't found it is irrelevant. What's the coin you wish you had? Maybe qualities can be a part of playing into that. So let's get some types of coins, and then we can give our opinions on those type of coins. What
I'm
we think
sure-
about them. What do you
I'm
think?
sure those of you that are actually collectors,
Yeah,
okay, not dabblers, okay, or as,
I'm just a guy.
what that customer tell you one day, or say about me, I was a nickel and dimer and in his way, whatever. I was having fun.
You know what?
I didn't come back in and sell it back a week later.
And that's the thing. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
He said to come and spend like what, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or
Yes, at
something
one time.
at one time, right? But he sells me stuff back every once in a while.
I would see him a month or two later selling the same coins back. And it's like, I don't even own them by the time I get home, let alone.
Honestly,
sell
a
them back.
coin dealer is going to appreciate a customer more that comes in steady, spends 10 or 20 every week. I said that one customer comes in once or twice a year and spends $3,000 to $5,000. Even though that $3,000 to $5,000 is more money, we are business owners. So the deal is it's feast or famine. But when you can get that steady paycheck coming in, it makes a bigger difference than having a larger paycheck here and there. Okay, we see some things here.
I don't.
Amy says a Morgan estimates in a year. Well, some of them you can get affordable. Some of them in the mid 90s, 1890s are tough.
Oh, you said mid-90s. I was going to say. I didn't
1890s.
know they made them in 1990.
Sean Davies says a 16D dime. Oh, you didn't say that a while ago, Floyd. I sold my one I had.
I've got 5 typeset dimes going to get all 5 of the board of directors, and they are all missing one coin.
The 16D.
Guess what it is? And I never,
It's
I
a very
never-
tough coin. It's probably doubled, maybe tripled in value in the past 5-10 years.
I never understood why it was missing until we started doing this
Okay.
and talking, and it's like, oh, that's because it's a rare one.
Silver Shocker says a pre-33 gold, the $20 one, the big one's about
I'm
just
sure.
a hair under an ounce.
Mhm.
Definitely a good item to add to anyone's collection
Mhm.
because it gives you that numismatic stuff along with bullion.
And most people that have a favorite coin, looks has as much to do with it as anything. I like
Victoria
the look
Roman
of the
Carter
coin.
is wishing for the son to be able to walk on it or something. Seated Liberty, 1856 MS-70. There's no such thing. Never will be.
Don't know.
Well, MS-70 is perfect. They didn't make
Well,
MS-70 coins
I
back
heard
then.
that on one of the programs too, okay, talking about eagles. Okay, and if you're gonna get a perfect coin, you have to get it as the machine's done stamping it before it falls into the bin and gets nicked by another one.
1798 heraldic eagle, says Natty Stacks. MS-60 or better. Just having the heraldic eagle, I mean,
Can I ask a silly question? What is a heraldic eagle?
it's the type of eagle on the back of the coin.
Yeah, like I said, I know just enough to be dangerous.
That's all I know too. And I don't know if you're talking about the dollar or the actual $10 gold. Either way, very nice items.
Oh, yeah.
Anything from 1700s, I love to add to my collection because it's hard to get. 1700 coins are very hard to get. Mysterian's wishing for an 1893 CC. Now that's a awesome wish list to have a brilliant uncirculated one of those. It's not the toughest one of that year, the 93S is, but still to get it in BU condition, I think it would be a great addition to anyone's collection.
Oh, I'm sure. Like I said, like when I started, I got again, an empty display from you. Okay. Never with coins in them. I don't understand.
That's just
But anyhow, it held 5 Morgans. Okay. And
you're welcome. I gave you the display.
Yeah. Okay. That cost me money too. But I got the bright idea to try to put all 5 of the main mints together for the kids, try to get, and I have 3 of them now. So I got kind of working on 2 more, but I got down to needing the CC, which I knew meant Carson City, but I didn't know much more than that.
It also means coin crew too.
Yeah, but it also means this one coin is going to cost you more than the other 4 put together.
CC.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Jeff Free Rothman, Mel, I still need a 2011 Gold Buffalo to hand down to my daughter. Now that is great thing to hand down. It's an ounce of gold. And if it's their birth year, that is even
And I
more
was-
so awesome.
was
It's
just,
something they will treasure.
just going to say, I'd be willing to bet that was his daughter's birth year.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I tried to do that with all kinds of things.
Okay, we got Big Rocky says, I want the hardest $1893 and 93S Morgan. Did you know that coin in an MS-67, that 1893S Morgan is worth more than $1 million?
How many you got?
I know, right? He's wishing for the stars on that one. $1 million. I've seen it as high as like 1,000,005. It's one of those ones that's so high it just kind of fluxes 100,000
Like
here and there.
I've been told many times by many people, if you're going to dream big.
Like this one here. Dale M says, let's dream all the way on this. 11D, $2.50 gold infused Indian MS-65.
There you go.
Now this coin starts off in a low grade. I want to say 2,000-3,000 or something. And in MS-65, it's tens of thousands. Very expensive. The exact figure, I don't know.
That reminds me of my high school class. They
Uh-huh.
have I forget what it was even called, but the motto or whatever was, a person's grasp should exceed his imagination. What good is it? Something to that effect. If you're going to have, ideas, whatever, things you want, make them beyond what you.
So you can reach for the stars.
Make them something you have to reach and work for.
Not
You're going to get it all.
Don't do the Uncle Sal stuff where you reach for the ground and keep your feet on
Yeah.
the stars.
Yeah.
You reach
Yeah.
for the stars.
Uh,
So yeah, this is a very nice coin to add to Indie collection. Here is something I want to talk about a little bit is the 2-cent piece. Question, I really like the 2-cent coin. They are any small date MS65 or better out there. Now, the thing about the 2-cent piece, what I like about it is it can be an uncirculated coin, but it's kind of like a full horn buffalo, full bell line Franklin, split band Roosevelt or Mercury. The we, even on an uncirculated coin, can be gone. So you want, when you buy that coin, if you want to buy a nice uncirculated, buy it with the we still there. It's the highest point of the coin, and it wears out a whole lot when they were striking the dies. So sometimes that we was not there in all the coins. So you want the we on the coin so you'll know it's an early strike of that die.
Oh, that's
She
not
was
going
leaving.
on.
That was her mom.
I just seen movement. Isn't that one of those that I picked up in a lower grade? So I had one for each of the kids.
I don't know, Angel. I just handed her one a while ago. So maybe she can bring it up. We can look at it. And you can let us
I
know.
remember,
It's a beautiful
because-
coin.
Yeah, it's like everything else, the kids were, like my youngest board member is into ships. And
There's a lot of
any coin with a ship on it, he wants to add to his collection.
You want my 2 cents worth?
There's
Yes,
a lot.
You suck.
Show that to Floyd to show him what it looks like.
My 2 cents worth.
There's a
is
lot
you
of
suck.
coins with ships on them. You got the Columbus half and a couple other commemoratives.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And you have a lot of currency with ships on them too.
Mhm. Okay.
So yeah.
Yep. I got these. And they were in I don't think they were
Flowing
20.
hair with
Maybe.
eye appeal is on my bucket list, says
Yeah.
Robert Pinto. The
You know.
thing about the flowing hair is it's in the 1700s, except for the new
Do you-
gold and silver
Do you
one.
know what kind of person likes the flowing hair coin more than others?
I don't know.
The bald one.
Someone just tried calling me.
Uh-oh.
And they missed me.
They don't know you.
Maybe they solicitor, I guess, huh?
Hey, bill collector. Yeah, I think I've got one each for the kids in these. This is not a real long-term coin. They didn't make a lot of years of these, correct?
No, there weren't a lot of years. It was 1864 to 1870 something.
Okay,
I don't
that's-
remember the end
That's
year.
not one that's going to show up in a Littleton book or a Damasco, Dansco, okay. That's why the kids have this. They got one of them in a flip. They at least have an example. Oh, here we go. He's going to the.
No,
calculator
I'm
to see something.
73.
Oh.
73. I knew it was the 70s. I just couldn't think of the year.
But it was
Had to
only-
look it up real quick. I didn't want to leave you guys in the
It's
dust.
a very short-term coin, like the 3-cent nickel. They didn't.
Thank you very much.
They didn't make them for 30 years. But.
Where are
All right,
spot prices right now?
Okay,
Okay, let's see. Gold is down $79 on the day to
Had to come down.
$3,269.80. So basically
had to
$32.70.
come down. Couldn't keep
Silver is
going up.
down to $32.95 per
Okay.
ounce. That puts it just under, if I'm not mistaken, 100 to 1. It puts it at 99.55 to 1.
Okay.
Something's going to have to give on that. That ratio is just, it's too far.
Something, yeah, okay. But that's like, sitting here, looking at your desk. Question I've been meaning to ask,
Okay.
okay? You got the flips, okay? And I keep hearing these comments to make sure you use PVC flips instead of plastic flips. Is that correct?
PVC free.
Okay. How do you tell the difference?
A lot of times, one of the ways to tell, and thank you for the question, Floyd. You didn't put it in the comment though, but hey,
Oh, just a minute.
it still works.
I'll put 3 question marks on it.
One of the easiest ways to tell, outside it being written on the back, you'd say PVC free, is a PVC free flip is a little bit more rigid. Sometimes when you fold these things, they'll
crack.
hold. And if you've been a while, they'll crack because the PVC in plastic is what keeps it soft and flexible. So you can really tell the difference after you've been noticing it a while. The PVC flips, they're too flimsy. So
I
PVC free are more brittle.
Yeah.
PVC flips are more flexible.
I keep hearing
You
this,
want the brittle.
thinking, because I don't know, a lot of the coins I've gotten for the kids, I just put them in a container when I got them, haven't looked at them since.
Mysterian says, Keith, I wanted to call you about your car's extended warranty. I know, right? Them solicitors, they don't know I own a Toyota. I guess. I don't know.
But you know, when I worked in the dealerships, extended warranties were a joke, okay? You paid much more for them than 99% of people ever collected. Nowadays, at the cost, if you're buying new vehicles and paying that exorbitant price, I don't know how you can be without one.
I don't have a warranty on my extended warranty on my car. I mean, when I bought it, it was 200,000 miles, 20-year powertrain warranty. I'm like,
When
it's a
I-
no-brainer.
when I
That's why I
worked-
bought a Toyota.
When I worked.
They
for
should start
Toyota-
paying me for that.
When I worked for Toyota, that
Uh-huh.
was the deal. It was like, no, even the salesman would tell you, it's not hardly.
Yeah, that
worth it.
PVC makes
you-
your silver turn green.
Yeah, and that's another thing
Yeah.
too. When it's there, when your coin is in it for a while, PVC flips are only a temporary storage.
Yeah, where's that shower curtain green silver we got yesterday? We had some quarters and stuff.
There,
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, I got some right here.
you notice you still got them.
Yeah,
I
look.
don't know what.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's from PVC though.
That's what those PVC books did that to the
They'll
coins,
they'll
remember?
do that to coins. They'll just mess them all up. That's what
People
PVC
used
will do
bring
to a
those
coin.
PVC books with coins in it, and they'd be slimy and green on them.
Yeah, they're slimy. So yeah.
I got another question I haven't seen come up yet, okay? Ever since I started buying coins for the kids, okay, I was told, do not clean them.
Do
Okay?
not.
Do. Now, all of a sudden, there's people on, and your fault, I started watching some of YouTube, trying to sell me this chemical to clean your coins.
No, they're trying to sell you the chemical to restore your coins. Restoring and
What's the
cleaning are,
difference between restoring and cleaning?
well, when you clean something, you scratch the crap out of it. You put micro
All right, but
abrasions.
some of these
Restoring it
people
is a
on
little
there are-
different.
Yeah,
It's more like a dipping process. Now, it's not a good thing to do if you don't know how to do it properly. A lot of people will pay the graders like PCGS, NGC to restore their coin,
well.
and it's usually done a little better. But even they
well,
can
I
make
mean,
a
I get to
mistake.
Refill Angel, but that's like, it's, okay. One of the people on there, again, I don't mention names, I can't remember him for the first reason, okay? But he's trying to sell this chemical to restore your coin, okay? And you do this, and you take a Q-tip and you rub it around.
They'll say,
Well,
don't use a Q-tip.
I was always told that scratches them.
Do not use, if you are attempting to restore your coins, do not use anything to rub that surface, whether it's a Q-tip,
Towel, yeah, that's
You-
what I
or
was
your
always
finger.
taught.
if you cannot just dip it in the solution and pull it out and then rinse it, pat it dry, rinse it, pat it dry, rinse it 3 or 4 times, and pat it dry in between each rinse. But acetone is a neutralization element or cleaner thing. It will neutralize any cleaning on it, so you don't have to rinse it as many times. But what people make the biggest mistake is when they restore these coins or attempt to it, they don't get it off. But never, under any circumstances, rub your coin with anything, whether it's underwater or not,
Okay, another question. and we
or
need
under a
Angel-
chemical.
We need Angel's expertise for this one. Acetone, isn't that one of the ingredients of nail polish remover?
Penny Scout says he's dragging around on Friday. I'm smoked right now. Can't get it together. I know, right? Friday's a lot. For some reason, I'm dragging. I think it's Michigan, man. Are you feel like you're dragging
Probably.
today?
I've been dragging all week for some
Well,
reason.
I mean, you stayed up till 1:30 in the morning binge watching
I
crap.
couldn't
Yeah.
help it. It
There you
was
go.
on TV.
Isn't acetone one of the ingredients in nail polish remover?
It
Yeah,
is.
you just got to get pure acetone.
Okay,
though.
well, because I've had people tell me years ago that you can dip these, if they're dirty,
Yeah.
in acetone, rinse them off, and then just lay them on a paper towel or something and let them dry.
Yeah.
Not, never heard the padded dry, but you don't rub it under any circumstance.
Bearded
Well,
Bob
if
and
you don't pat it,
ASC
then whatever the underneath part will get like little water spots.
is around the $50 to $60 price tag, give or take a few. So anyway, we're an hour in. It's already been an
It's
hour.
been fun.
It's been fun.
It's
So
been
we
real
gotta,
fun.
are we gonna stay on a while? We gonna get rid of
I
these
don't
people
care.
and finish our conversation or
Angel's-
what?
yeah, Angel's making me a cup of coffee, so I'm good to go.
You're
Okay,
good to go with this coffee.
all right. People have, with me, I was raised on coffee.
So anyway, Floyd is going to be here next Friday with a video. We're going to be live on I think it was, we said the 23rd.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like somewhere.
I'm gonna be here next Friday and we're just gonna do a tape.
We're going to
And
do a
them
what?
got to be fun too.
We're going to do a what?
Tape a show. So,
We don't- oh, you mean record a show? Yeah.
record, okay.
Well, he comes every Friday. We do a Floyd Friday every Friday with a video. Once a month we go live. So that's cool, cool, cool. Angel will be here Sunday for a Sunday Fun Day auction. I will be back the following Sunday, but every Tuesday night we have a chat. You know what they say? We always have a chat, unless we don't.
There you go.
Uh,
You see, next Sunday,
yeah.
I can watch it on my TV and
Yeah.
have a lot more fun than normal.
Yeah, because it'd just be Angel this,
Oh, yeah,
this
'cause
coming
it's
Sunday.
just be, okay? You're gonna be off somewhere getting to somebody
I've
else.
got a Redford coin show in Livonia, Michigan. If any of you guys are over that ways, I will be there this Sunday, 2-3 days from now, whatever that is. So
See, that's like at my age, I'm still having a hard time adapting to the fact that we can do this and we can be talking to some people that's in California, Montana, Florida, as if they were sitting next to you.
did you
I'm still
know?
adjusting to that one.
Did you know that people in California get up, get their coffee, their food, or whatever, and they're up and ready to watch you at 7:30 in the morning? Are you that? You're that popular, man.
No comment. Okay.
7:30 in the morning, the California folks
Well-
get up.
When I was on the Arctic Circle,
They're already moving.
we had telephone operators. I can't get them in trouble because I don't remember their names, but they used to hook us up. At that time, it was, like here, when I called home, it was 3:00 in the morning. But when they had free air, open airspace, they hooked us up with calling. And my folks got to the point where instead of getting petrified when the phone rang in the middle of the night, my mother used to say, the phone rings in the middle of the night, we know it's you calling. Because you couldn't, in them days, you could not afford the long distance charges to make.
I know they
phone
used
calls.
to have some crazy
Well,
long distance
and,
back then.
you know,
Crazy.
Even back then, and that's why I think I've kind of devoted me to helping people, is these people were nice enough, they jeopardized their jobs to get us these phone calls home, okay?
Okay. Anyway, it's been about an hour,
Yeah.
a little over an hour. So we're gonna have to cut on out of here because these people got lives to live, things to do.
It sounds good to me.
And if you stayed all this time, we thank you. If you hit the like
Yes.
up, we thank you. And if you're just
And-
alive, we thank you for being
And
alive.
again, if you liked it, let us know. If you didn't, finish it for me.
Change the channel. Have a great day, guys. And again,
And
thank you
Thank
for
you
your
very
awesome
much.
support.
You people are just beyond awesome, okay? You've given me a good
Gotta wait
reason
by.
to drive across town.
Gotta wait by.
Okay,
Bye.
have a good one. And ready?